Sometimes we have to remember as men that when you get a little bit of fame and notoriety, it's very easy to become lax in your preparedness and your focus on protecting yourself and your interest. And nowhere is that more apparent than in the situation where a man has fame, notoriety, and an influx of income. You can put yourself in situations that you would normally put yourself in because you can tend to think that you're above the law. And when I say the law, I mean the actual law of the land and also the laws of nature, as well as the law of society and social media. And one such example of this is Tory Lanez. You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA. Now, he spent a little bit of time bubbling up to the top of his profession and had a little potential to hang on for a little bit longer, make a dent in the culture, until he got tired of with the wrong kind of woman. And by the wrong kind of woman, I don't mean that she's good. I don't mean that she's bad. I mean that she's modern. Her mindset is, I can be as obnoxious as I want to be. I can be as sexual as I want to be. I can do all of these things and no one should be able to say or do anything about it because this is a society where I'm free. They use terms like free spirit, free will, open-minded, pansexual. All of these terms that simply mean
I do what I want to with my body, when I want to with my body, with who I want to with my body. Because it's who? My body.
I can do whatever I want to do because there are no consequences and repercussions for me. I can have a man, as in Partisan Fontaine, and still be sleeping with a man, as in Tory Lanez, at the same time. And no one's going to do or say anything, and you can't even call me a 304 because of it. If a woman has this mindset, I would advise you men to avoid her. Because what happens is you put yourself in a situation where your masculinity becomes drained and you respond in emotional manners. And anytime a man responds in an emotional manner, he compromises everything. Tory Lanez has just been sentenced to 10 years in prison for a crime with very sketchy details, very sketchy facts. And even if the facts are in play, 10 years is a very harsh sentence. But there are some things that you men should learn. And I say you men, because I've learned these things already. And I apply them to my life faithfully. So let's get into these things. And for the soft ones among you, go ahead and get you some Kleenex, because you'll be drying your eyes after this. Now, first of all, let's look at this whole thing from Partisan Fontaine's perspective, so we can remember what kind of woman Megan Thee Stallion is. She's the kind of woman who will have a man and be showing PDA and be claiming the man and have the man claiming her while she's out traipsing around, freaking around, creeping around with Lil Tory. What kind of woman would do that? A woman who doesn't care about anyone. And see, I could say anyone but herself, but she don't even care about herself because she doesn't have to. A woman don't have to try to stay in shape. She can just get surgeries. A woman don't have to try to be faithful to a man. She always has another man in waiting. Let me tell you something right now, brothers. If you got a woman and you her man, she got another man too. He may not be reaping none of the benefits, but he's there waiting to just slide into your place. Remember that when you're in a situation
You have to decide whether you want to be the man or the other man, or just stay away from these modern women altogether. It doesn't matter who you are. No matter what kind of woman you think you have, no matter how she shows you PDA, no matter how much she's all under you and claiming you and loving on you and doing all of that, there is someone else who has the same level of access, maybe not the same frequency of access. A woman has to be making a serious spiritual transition in her life for this not to be true. And when the last time you met a woman who was making a spiritual transition in her life like that, to that effect? They are very far and few between. Another thing that you must understand that you can learn from Tory's situation is that you never let a woman control the narrative of any interaction you're having with her. I have a song I'm going to release. I'm about to start shooting a video on now called I Don't Love Her. When she's with me, we're husband and wife. When she's not with me, we're nothing. You can only trust a woman as far as you can see her. So even if you got a woman at home and you think she good, when she go to work, you don't know what she doing at work. But I can tell you what she might be doing at work. She might have her Tory Lanez at work while you at home being Partisan Fontaine. She might have her August Alsina at work while you at home being Will Smith. You men must understand that this is just the way the world works now. If you're looking for something that used to be, you better get in a time machine and go back in the time, homie, because that's the only way you're going to find what used to be. There ain't no excuse to be looking for what used to be. And you should refuse to be any man that's going to be that type of fool, you see. The third thing that you men must understand and you can learn from this Tory Lanez situation is that you live in a society that doesn't give a damn about your well-being. The only one in the world who cares about your well-being is you, my brothers. No one else cares. In the alphasphere, man, we all have love for one another. We all care about one another's well-being. We all care about becoming the most alpha version of ourselves, and we're proud to see our brothers make that move. But when it all boils down, you are the only one who cares until the very end, because at some point, we all have to break off from caring about each other and care about ourselves. That's just the reality of the world, man. I'm not making this up. I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't already know. You got to live the life that's best for you, and you cannot compromise that life by putting yourself in situations with people that don't even deserve to be in your life. If you know a woman has a man and you are sleeping with that woman anyway, you are less than that man. At least that man is in a position where he's getting the best the woman has to offer. He's getting the best quality she had. All you getting is what the woman can't get from the man, and you're being used, man. Never let nobody use you. There is no benefit great enough to be used. Fair exchange ain't robbery. Unfair exchange is. And so when it comes to intimacy, if she got that good, it's offset by my wood. That cancels that out. If I'm getting her good, she getting my wood. There it is. That cancels out. What else she got? The number 4 thing that you men need to learn from this Tory Lanez situation is that when it all boils down, you only got one life to live. And I don't mean YOLO, do whatever you want to do out here, wild out here. No, I don't mean that. I mean, boy, you got one life to live. And the problem with YOLO, you don't do everything, is that you don't know how long that life gonna be, man. So you can't afford to lose 10 damn years of your life. You can't afford to run the risk of losing 10 years of your life. If you're around the type of woman that you feel like you might have to pull out on, why are you around that woman? Imagine the amount of disrespect that has to take place for you to even think about pulling out on a woman, man. That disrespect didn't just start at that point. You don't accept a woman disrespect, man. You just move on with your life. The first time you let her get away with it is just a part of your experience with her. You got to nip it in the bud, man. That's what I want y'all, man, to understand. You put yourself in a position to win, man. You don't take no crap from no woman, man. You don't take nothing. No disrespect, no nothing. And that leads me to the number 5 thing you can learn from this situation. And this is something you can learn from Partisan Fontaine perspective and from Tory perspective. If a woman can't buy in that my way or no way in your life, let her go live her own way. It's her loss. It's never your loss. It's always a gain when you refrain from allowing a woman who's against everything you trying to gain come into your life and leave that stain, homie. Don't do that to yourselves. My way or no way in no way is okay. If she don't want to do it your way, man, let her move on. You have to apply the my way or no way principle into your life. Matter of fact, let me refrain from that. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. You have to embrace the my way or no way pimp principle into your life at every opportunity. The goal is to let it engulf your entire life. But at least when it comes to women, you can do it. Because believe it or not, and this Tory Lanez situation shows it, the most damning thing that a man can do to himself is put a woman in a position in his life where she can throw shit all out of whack, throw his life all off track, send him down the rabbit hole and he can't never come back. And unless this appeal goes his way, this is exactly what's happened to Tory Lanez. 10 years for a man that's 31, 32, 33 years old? A rapper? Not an R&B singer. Not a country music singer. Not a rock star. A rapper. If this 10 years sticks, life as he knows it is done. And why? Because he chose to mix spiritual energy with a woman who professes in her own music that her goal is to use men, get what she can out of them, and take advantage of any simp who is willing to allow her into his life. Allah partisan funds hang, and Allah, the 10 years of hard time Tory Lanez has just been assigned. Take heed to my words. You can apply this game, but any man who's worth his salt, if you ask him, he'll tell you the same. Always put yourself first and always enforce my way or no way in any interaction you have with a woman. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.